I don't have too much to open this video with, so I guess we'll just kind of jump in on what I got. Yeah? First up, finally arrived. All these three actually... One of these came in really, really early, the same day as this, despite the fact that this was shipped like weeks ago, same as the second set was shipped weeks ago. But that's alright. We got A Fugitive from the Past. This is also done by the same director who did Bloody Spirit Mount Fuji, which I also have from our video. This is like 3 hours long, 183 minutes. Apparently it's quite a film. So, it's the main reason I got it, because I'd heard a lot of really good things. It comes with alternate artwork. The disc art's quite nice. It does come with the Japanese artwork on the inside, to the best degree that I can show that without having to take the sleeve out. I would reverse it, but of course the spine is actually in its Japanese title, and, well, I don't read Japanese, so my brother does, but I can't. So, yeah, but anyway, yeah, there's not much else to it outside of that. It does come with a thick booklet as well, which is nice. It's funny too, because well, by this stage, my dad and my brother will have come back from Japan. While I'm filming, they're leaving in a week, but this will be coming out in probably November. So they've been watching a bunch of like films set in Japan, which is great. Obviously, they're not going to watch this. Probably best that they don't. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a dark film from what I can tell, like thematically. But yeah, you get the 1080p presentation of the restored 183-minute long cut of the film, uncompressed mono audio, optional English subtitles, introduction by writer and curator Jasper Sharp, scene-specific commentaries from leading Japanese film scholars. There's a lot of film scholars there. Original theatrical trailer, image gallery, Tomu Uchida filmography, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Tony Stella. So, yeah, I like the artwork too. It's got a subtlety to it, but enough of just kind of a darkness to it as well that I like. So, yeah, I'm keen. The next one that came on the same day, both in boxes, both with, as per Zavi's rule, having the item at the base and having all the padding on top. Luckily, this came in without a dent. This is the Coca trilogy. I haven't seen these films, but they had a sale at Zavi for a bunch of Criterions. Of all things, this is the most expensive one I ordered, which is just around $70. It was the first one to ship. Everything else most of the other stuff have shipped, but there are some that haven't yet. But one's like a 6-film Japanese collection. Some of them are just all these other random films. A lot of Japanese stuff, actually, but unfortunately they won't come in for this video. They probably won't come in for another few weeks, because one of them is currently out of stock on the website, and I don't know if it's ever going to come in, so it's really annoying, because it was also really cheap. But if I get a refund on it, I don't mind, because I can always just watch on the Criterion channel. Anyway, Coca Trilogy. This is a really nice set. It seems very simplistic on the outside. Obviously, you got all 3 films, Where is the Friend's House, and Life Goes On, Through the Olive Trees. It's all Region B, which is really nice, obviously. I still don't like that that's not a sticker that you can't remove, but, you know, it's still really nice packaging. But what makes it better is, as you can see, this is a window, and so you can slide it right out. This is one of my new favourite packagings from Criterion. I know this has probably been out for a while, this set, so most people have probably already seen how amazing this is, but you've got the first film, Through the Olive Trees, which I actually think is the last film, because this is 94, yeah. So this is Through the Olive Trees. Gives you the detail on it, all the, context and stuff. Open it up, and you get And Life Goes On, which again, 92, but of course it's removable. So that's Through the Olive Trees. Has artwork on the back as well, which is really nice. I think that image connects with the image that's behind the disc. By the looks of it does, which is fucking nice. You get the second layer, And Life Goes On, which is from 92. It's a slimmer packaging, but it is the second of the 3. And, of course, you open this up, and you get the disc. Pretty nice. And then you get the last one, and Where is the Friend's House, which is the first one. where it has the main image there in the middle. And then you just open up and you get your booklet. And yeah. I think it has the exact same image on the back. I should probably check that actually, but it does come with a booklet as well, which does talk about all 3 films. It talks about the director. I think that's what the image was going for. I haven't seen these 3 films, so I imagine that they're all in the same area. Written and directed by Abbas Kiarostami? Kiarostami? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it says that these are Persian, so I think that's pretty rare for my collection. I think this might be the first of that country. I'll be honest, I don't know what country it's from. It is Iran. Yeah. It's a very topical place right now. I think these may be my first Iranian films. I do think I have other Iranian films, but yeah. It makes me feel a bit awkward given the what's currently, at least as of filming, is currently happening there. You know. But still, we're talking about films. I should probably take a look behind the discs to get an idea of what is actually in the things. Well, that's just kind of interesting. But yeah. Anyway, this is a really nice set. I'm very interested to watch these films, much like the French films, the Free Colors trilogy, but I do like French cinema a lot. So it'll be interesting to watch these. Northern Iranian town of Koka, hence why it's called the Koka trilogy. There you go. Next up, yeah, a complete detraction from those two is the Zavvi exclusive 4K box set of Nobody, which is really nice. Nice artwork on the front and back. I really like the title, but I don't like how, and if you can tell, it actually has a spine slash through it, which is bizarre on a box to get a spine slash. I hadn't noticed it until I took it out of its plastic. I'm like, oh, there's a spine slash. I mean, it's not too noticeable, but it's definitely still noticeable to some degree. I mean, outside of that, the set is practically perfect. I mean, still got the title on the top. I love Bob Odenkirk. I'm going to show off the set now because it looks great. So, you get a definitely glossy steelbook. Already has fingerprints on it. You get some embossing on the title, which is really nice. I really like the artwork as well. This is like the theatrical poster. You get a good shot of him with the cat and the jail thing. I should definitely clean off the fingerprints after this, but it doesn't really matter. You get a shot of him inside shooting the people. The disc artwork is the same on the 4K and the Blu-ray. I do have the Blu-ray. Actually, do I have the Blu-ray or the 4K? I have the Blu-ray, so at least this is still a visual upgrade. It comes with a booklet, and it comes with a quote on the back. Booklet is nicely in detail, talking about the production of the film, talking about the characters, the stunts and the production. Get some images from the film. It's nice. I really do like this film. I saw it in cinema, and I rewatched it partially, like it was on while Mum and I were having dinner the other night. A couple of weeks ago, and it was basically from just after the bus fight to like the rest of the film, because the rest of the film's basically a breeze after the bus fight. Obviously, the build up to it is a good like 20-30 minutes, and then the rest of the film is like an hour, so like it's a pretty quick film. But it's a really nice, it's a really funny film. I really like it. Mum really likes it. Her and I obviously love Better Call Saul, so we really just enjoy it. I think I bought the Blu-ray and that's what Mum watched originally, because I watched it in cinema with Pierre. He didn't realize it was a comedy until like half an hour in, and I was like, it's meant to be, it's meant to be a comedy, right? And he's like, oh, it's making fun of like the John Wick film. Not making fun of, but like that kind of satirical approach, given it's made by the same people to some degree. And then you got your little case, which actually opens up. And you get your sleeve, which gives you all the text details, and you get some images. You get some images from the characters, from the film, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and of course at the back it does say, never underestimate a nobody. I would be really interested if they make another film of these. I mean, they can. Don't see why not. But yeah, I don't think there's any current issues with the Steelbook. I will probably have to clean it up a little because it's already a bit dirty. I really don't like glossy Steelbooks. I haven't had one for such a while, so I'm like, alright, I gotta treat it right. Anyway. It's kind of insane, isn't it? Because it's like, it's spooky season for me, but it isn't for you. Interesting. I say that because the previous clip you just saw was, I filmed that the 30th of September, and today's now the 3rd of October. So I got more mail in, obviously. So, firstly, credit to my mother for having good taste. She bought me a Twin Peaks shirt. It's like $5 at an op shop. Perfect fit. It's like a slightly off-white colour. It's like a pinkish white. But I love it. And yes, I did shave my head. You probably did notice. I do that on the occasion. So, yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff because there was also the Astor Cinema had a film bazaar. They hosted a film bazaar, which is a big film market. It usually happens once a year, but because of COVID, it hasn't happened for 2 years, which sucks. The last time I went to it was, I believe, in 2019, and I bought a few posters that are up on that wall. I think I bought the Terminator 2 and 2001: A Space Odyssey posters, as well as, I think, the Clockwork Orange poster. I probably bought some more movies as well while I was there. I can't remember what, so it doesn't matter, because I bought new stuff now, so I'll dive into the mail I got, and then I'll show you what I got from the Film Bazaar. So, my mate Guy has been diving into all the Planet of the Apes films, which convinced me to pick up the Evolution collection. I was debating the 50th. We'd watched Planet of the Apes on the original, on Disney Plus earlier this year, or maybe late last year, and I was just diving into all this stuff. I'm like, do I want to buy the Blu-ray and everything? This really is a bit too tall for me. I ended up deciding against it. Probably cheaper for me anyway, because looking at it now, there's the two 50th anniversary sets, the American one and the British one. Both the same artwork, but different inside designs. The American one has the 4Ks for the recent trilogy. They both come with posters, mini posters. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but by the end of it, the Blu-rays were all the same transfers. I already have the most recent trilogy, plus unfortunately, the 2001 film. And this set does still come with the 2001 film, as you can see with that image there. Kind of, I guess that's from, the new one. But it does come with 7 films, including, basically all of them up till Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Which is fine. I mean, I understand why they made this. I think it was this set, because the 2011 film was an origin film. It's possibly this is what sparks the events of the original film. But it isn't, because that is its own tight continuity from the 1st to the 5th film, which I didn't have on Blu-ray. So yeah, it comes as a sleeved pack. It's got some embossing and gloss and stuff. The sleeve is what's most worn, despite having so you get some gloss and debossing on those. Embossing. I haven't noted embossing or debossing for a while. Just kind of try to get it to focus a bit more. Yeah, so it's all right. It's got the title on the top, the barcode on the bottom. It's all Region B. It's decent for what it is. It's a bit worn, as you can kind of see there. There's some dents and whatever. But for the most part, it did come with the standard edition Blu-ray of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which I already have. But there was no way to get these original 5 without getting that, despite someone on Facebook selling them for $5, but they never respond to my messages. So it is what it is. So yeah, it comes like this. It's pretty nice. It's not the best looking artwork in the world, but I don't really particularly mind, mostly because the back doesn't actually mention the 2001 film at all, which is hilarious to me, because this also doesn't reference, of course, the, I think this must be the Australian edition only, because I think the UK edition, or American edition, comes with 7 listed, including Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but the artwork on it doesn't include the characters, which I really, really wanted. So I got it with the characters, including Dr. Zaius. I'm pretty sure it's Dr. Zaius. Yes, I'm thinking of The Simpsons. But yeah, they all come with character artwork all the way up until Battle. Even Planet of the Apes, the 2001 film, has its standard artwork. You do have reversible artwork on the inside, which just tells you the details of the films. So, yeah, and it tells you all the special features, which is a lot. But it's the same Blu-ray transfers for each film. And I believe all of the, Conquest and Battle comes with... It does say extended scenes, but I'm pretty sure it comes with the uncut versions of both films. It doesn't stipulate it, unfortunately. I don't really think it matters too much, because it's like an extra scene of violence here or there. It doesn't really change much, I think, except for in Conquest, which, to my knowledge, a character dies, and their character is just killed off between films by Battle for the Planet of the Apes. But even Guy was like, yeah, no, they didn't actually conclude the films, because Battle just doesn't end. It kind of ends with a peacetime thing, but they never actually get to the actual Planet of the Apes film. So there's no complete bridge, which I think is what they tried to do with the prequel films, but the prequel films weren't prequel films. They were a reboot series with, Rise, Dawn, and War. And now they're continuing with Kingdom in another trilogy. So I really like those films, though. So I'm excited for what comes next. But I've always liked the original films, and I just like that I can finally have them on Blu-ray, because they're not easy to get just at all. So unless you get them in a collection, and I didn't really want to get the collection that came with... The only collection that came with Dawn had the big head, and I'm like, I don't want the $200 set with the big head. Someone was selling it by itself for $70, and it did have nice artwork and a sleeve and a booklet. But I'm also like, yeah, but this is really thin and has character images, whereas the other discard on that set is all red. So yeah, either way, I'll probably just put this on the shelf, bury the rest of it, and bury the 2001 film. Yay, I don't have to have that displayed on my shelf anymore, and then move on with my life. I don't know where else to put them. I'll just put them on the shelf. I don't need to put them over there or anything, because they've got Blu-ray individual cases. I love when they do that. So, of course, the movie market. What did I buy? Firstly, merchandise-wise, I bought a hat. It's an Alien Covenant hat. It's got a bit of wear and tear, and it's a bit dirty, but for the most part, it's just a cap. It's just a fucking cap. So I bought a cap. Yeah, it says Alien Covenant on it. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty thin because of the cap, so there's not too much space on the top. I do think that I will be taking off the tag, because it even says Alien Covenant, see the movie. I do like Alien Covenant, but I just need to wash it a little because it's a little dirty. I probably really shouldn't put it on my head too much. But yeah, I figured, hey, a nice cap. It was $10. Why not? I do like the movie. It's something alien stuff that I can put on my head that isn't a bad replica. So yeah, I guess we'll start with the first and last movie I found. Actually, I will note, just for the sake of it, because it was pretty cool. The guys at Chameleon Films were there. I said hello. One of them recognized me from the video that I'd done, and obviously he was like, "Hey, thanks for making the video." Obviously asking if I'm going to review the next two, which I said that I plan to, because they've got a lot more special features. Currently, for me, it's spooky season, so I don't know if I'm going to get around to that this month, but hopefully for November. But it didn't take me too long to do that summertime blues one. They also teased to me as to what the next two films they're doing are, which I won't reveal. Haha. Or maybe I will. I can reveal that, probably. Because, it's, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I assume that they'll have announced it eventually, but it's, 2 more Johnny Toe films. So, yeah. I'm excited for them, because they're pretty popular films. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but it is a first film and a sequel. I don't think it matters too much. It's pretty cool. It's just cool that they're like, hey, we're going to release 2 next. You're going to love them. I'm like, yay, great. I'm excited. So, yeah, I'll buy it when it comes out. Anyway, first film I picked up, Ruby. I don't know what it is either. But, I like my horror films. It's a supernatural film. I did just try to open it up so I could blow out this hair that's in it. It's got a weird case because it has a locking feature on it. There was other stuff at the movie market I was going to buy because I basically just bought the hat and a bunch of films. But this woman was selling, which was really cool. It was like a handmade Creature in the Black Lagoon magnet. And I really would have liked to have bought it, but she only took cash, and I only had like $5 on me now, $15 each. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But you open this up, you get your DVD and Blu-ray. But it does come with, like, as you can see there, if you can, underneath the discs, it actually does tell you a lot about the film or something. Like, there's basically this whole essay underneath as a reversible artwork. So, I think it just tells you about the production of the film and stuff like that, so... Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty cool. It's a first time on Blu-ray from a new 2K film transfer from the original 35mm negative and restored director's theatrical cut. Sweet 16 and her mama, Piper... she's Sweet 16 and her mama, Piper Laurie, the mother from in the horror classic Carrie, because that's actually worth advertising, wants to send her away. The deaf-mute daughter retaliates by calling up the spirit of her murdered father, and in one terrifying night of horror, he enacts his revenge. It says he exacts his revenge. I'm pretty sure it's meant to say enacts his revenge. Yeah, I don't know why it says exacts. Why isn't it focusing? Yeah, there. Anyway, doesn't matter. A bunch of special features, commentary tracks, panels, all this kind of stuff. So this is, you know, a lot of good shit for it, which is really fucking nice. This is the VCL Entertainment release. So, yeah. It's just cool. It's just nice and slim, easy to pack away. It looks pretty funky. It was the first film I saw where I'm like, I want that one. $15? It's mine. The next one I've got here, I had initially planned to get through the Amazonians and also for eBay, but then eBay jumped up $30 and Amazon was sticking around $65. But for $50, I got Two Evil Eyes on 4K, which I think I can watch without needing the Dolby Vision. Actually, no, this one does have Dolby Vision. Damn, I want to get that new TV before I start watching a lot of the Dolby Vision films, so I don't have to rewatch them anytime soon. But it does, like with most Blue Underground 4Ks, it has some embossing on the cover, which is nice, and some embossing on the back cover, and just the same. Well, this is like a standard 4K case, which I don't know if they usually do that. I don't know. I'm thinking of like Dead and Buried, where that case, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a standard 4K case, but yeah, you know. I think these are like the few cases that you get from the US that are actually like thick cases, like whatever 3mm thick or whatever, compared to the standard American cases. But yeah, I figured I only learned about this one recently, but of course, you know, because I think I saw it had there was a still with like Adrienne Barbeau, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. What's that? And then I learned that it was Two Evil Eyes, which is by Romero and Argento. So I'll probably put that in my Argento collection, because I don't really have a Romero collection. I have a Dead collection, but not a Romero collection. Though, to be fair, I think I've only got, like, outside of the Night of the Living Dead ones, I think I've only got, like, 2 other Romero films. I mean, Creepshow's Romero. Yeah. I've got one that he did about witches, I think. I've got a few of his films. Oh, here's the rest. All right, I'll save the insane box set till last and go through the rest. I got a Child's Play 2, which will be screening probably by this stage for Halloween. They're screening at the Cinemaniacs. My old lecturer is doing a presentation on it, which is going to be great. So I'm actually really excited for that. I wasn't actually going to go because it was the only film of the year that I've already seen this year, because I showed it to my girlfriend, despite now having the new 4K scan, which was $50. Basically the same price from Amazon, but it was mint and shrink wrap, and I figured, fuck it, I get it with the, with the sleeve. There's no reversible artwork, which is disappointing, but at the same time, I still really like the artwork that they've chosen, so I have no real biggie with it. And of course, I followed that up with Child's Play 3, which they had, which was great. They didn't have the first Child's Play. I did ask why, and obviously they were like, oh, well, because Umbrella was there, and they were selling their copy of Child's Play, which was like the Beyond Genres version, which is the old Blu-ray version. Like, not even the 25th anniversary. It's like the original Blu-ray release, which is bizarre to me that they didn't use a 25th anniversary print, which was like some kind of a 4K scan, but it wasn't a 4K UHD scan. It's the version that I got separately from my Chucky set, because I have the Chucky. I look over there, but I realize it's actually over there. I have the UK Chucky box set, which is a terrible set. I mean, it gets you all the discs, but it's terribly put together. And their Blu-ray for the film, I actually had bought Child's Play separately, which was the 25th anniversary, which had a better transfer and more special features, so I just swapped the discs out. So that's currently the best version of Child's Play that I have. These are the best versions of Child's Play 2 and 3 that I have, but of course I will be getting the 4K of Child's Play 3 pretty soon. Of Child's Play 1 pretty soon. Just kind of waiting for it to drop a little in price on Amazon, but I'm not in any rush to buy it, but I wasn't in any rush to buy these. It's just that they were there, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'd like to buy those. But yeah, so they're going to show at the Cinemaniacs later in the month, which again, I said I wasn't going to go, but now that I know that my old lecturer is doing the presentation, which is great, I haven't seen him in a few months, and that, of all things, it's the one that I should have shown my girlfriend. I should have brought her to that one, but instead I showed her Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which isn't her style of film. I fucking loved it. But yeah, so it's been a long weekend. It's actually Monday today, so that I'm filming. Obviously, it's always Monday that I film these videos, because they always come out on a Monday. Usually, always, that I film it, at least. But yeah, so by the time this video comes out, I will have already gone to the Cinemaniacs, because it's also the Halloween night and everything, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to dress up, which I probably won't do. I'm not the dressing up kind of type. I'd like to, but I gotta go catch a train to the city, and it's like, I have plenty of time to figure something out and work on something. I could even, like my brother has a onesie for Spider-Man, which I don't think he's gonna bring to Japan, because he'll be in Japan by the stage that happens. So I imagine he'll leave it here, but if he does bring it, I'll have to figure something else out. But I'm also not great with onesies, or just something you gotta wear a mask, because I wear glasses. Sorry, ramble over. I will get to the end of the month when my birthday hits. That'll be a hell of a week. The Funhouse. This is a Tobe Hooper film. Again, this was also just there. They had the slipcover version, which is pretty great. It does come with reversible artwork, which I have implemented since then, which I think is kind of gross, the reversible art. But I figured because, of course, you know, there's the two different artworks, I will, you know, showcase them both, which is fine. And, you know, it's always great. I know that people are really particular about getting sleeves and stuff. I'm not really a sleeve kind of person, but given how thin these Blu-rays usually are, I'm actually okay with sleeves. I'll be honest, I only really like sleeves if it's a small set like this, mostly because it doesn't really take up much extra space. But if it's a standard size Blu-ray, like an Australian or British size Blu-ray, getting a sleeve on that, it's really annoying. Anyway, for a tenner, those are all $50 each. It's insane, but I wouldn't have gone them any cheaper. I literally went onto my Amazon wishlist, looked up even the Funhouse on 4K, and none of them were cheaper than $50. Actually, Child's Play 2 was like $49.66, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that for a joke, I'll buy it here. I bought 31, the Rob Zombie film. I realized I didn't have it, and Monster Presents was whatever, Monster, that group, were there, so, you know, the one that have this on their label. They had a bunch of Blu-rays there, same as Umbrella, so I figured I would have bought something from Umbrella, but all the stuff that I wanted, I'd already bought, and I was like, I don't really care for half of these anyway. But, I mean, most of it was horror anyway, which is interesting to me. I think maybe because they knew it was going to be the 1st of October, but for a film fest, you'd think that there would be a lot of different kind of films. For the majority of the films, they were really just focused on horror for, like, the bigger labels that had come in. Obviously, Chameleon films were different, and a lot of people have VHS and DVDs, which is fine. I don't collect them personally. I only collect the random VHS, and that was, like, Creature from Black Lagoon. DVD-wise, I don't really buy DVDs anymore unless I'm really desperate to get the film. But even then, I'll try to import the Blu-ray if there is a Blu-ray. But yeah, I figured I've only seen this on DVD because my ex-colleague had lent it to me. because I watched a bunch of Rob Zombie films. And, like last year, I think so, I did a video on Sharon Moon Zombie, because she's in all of them, so I figured I could just do a Sharon Moon Zombie review. And I actually don't mind her as an actress. She's not fantastic, but, like, you know, she's not terrible. But the Munsters film hasn't come out in Australia, which really sucks. This is, of course, the start of October, and it's come out everywhere else in the world, but not in Australia. To the point that I watched Blonde instead of the Munsters, because there was no Munsters, and Blonde was a mistake. So anyway, 31. Probably a mistake to have bought it, but for $10, and I figured I didn't dislike it. It was one of his... That one and the Salem one I really liked. I liked the Salem one a lot. What the fuck was the Salem one called? Lords of Salem. Lords of Salem. I liked that. I liked House of the Thousand Corpses, and I don't mind the Halloween films. I didn't care much for Devil's Rejects. Haven't yet seen the Three Devils, or whatever the fuck the third one was called. I haven't seen that one yet. It's on Netflix. 31 I had seen. It's alright. It's not fantastic, but I do like it. So yeah, but I do like Lords of Salem a lot. Weirdly. That and the House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't know, I like the vibe. And last but not least, the craziest of all of these, which I got for $55, which is probably a lot, but it was quite a set, given it was already opened, technically. I got that Frankenstein one that Vinegar Syndrome had done. I know that, like, Arrow have done, like, a 4K release, I think, of this, like, recently. Maybe. I think that might be a different Actually, I think that is a different film, isn't it? Maybe they did do the Paul Morrissey film, but they also did, like, the other Frankenstein. There's a lot of Frankenstein fucking movies. It's ridiculous. Either way, it slides out. It's insane to me that there is no title on the spine. So that's going to be really fun to put on the shelf. People will be like, what the fuck is that? And I'll be like, oh, it's Flesh for Frankenstein. And they'll be like, what? So it comes with Flesh for Frankenstein, which I like how they've used the font for, like, the Young Frankenstein, which is great. It also, like, wraps around, so it has the title on the spine, it has whatever the fuck that is, the title on the spine again. This pushes out, and you get your standard version, which I could probably put on the shelf by itself, but I'm not going to do that, because I might as well just keep them together. And then you open it up, and you get the Blu-ray and the 4K. I'm not going to show the reversible artwork, because the reversible artwork looks like this. And it definitely... Well, it's got some titties on it, so I can't really show that at all. It's not bad artwork, though, I'll be honest. I do like it. Otherwise, I would definitely reverse it with this, because obviously this is the artwork for the box. But yeah, it's basically like this artwork here, but instead of having faces, it's got a girl with her titties out, which I expect is probably like some kind of exploitation fetish kind of film. I haven't seen it, you know, but to make it very interesting, it also comes with Frankenstein 3D, which is, it all got some gloss to it, which is nice. I love the black and white thing to it. It does loop around, and it got some text as well. The name is on both ends of it. And then you slide it out. This one was still mint in its shrink wrap, because I guess the guy who was selling it never bothered to open it. Didn't really need to. My God, what is she? But yeah, so this is the main artwork. Oh God. This is the main artwork, which is fine. It does have reversible artwork as well, which is pretty cool. A lot of faces and stuff. When I searched up on Blu-ray.com, that's the artwork that it came up with, which is fine. And it has two pairs of bloody 3D glasses. So your classic 3D glasses, but they've got blood on them, and it says the name of the movie, which is really cool, because this is a 3D that you can watch in two different ways. It's designed in two different ways. I believe it's the same film, Flesh for Frankenstein and Frankenstein 3D. I don't know. They might be two different films for all I know. I haven't really looked it up, I'll be honest. It doesn't, like, even say who, like, it just says from acclaimed filmmaker Paul Morrissey. So I'd assume, yeah, this is Flesh for Frankenstein, it says on the back. basically. It says, a delectably gory and cynical social satire from acclaimed filmmaker Paul Morrissey, Flesh for Frankenstein is among the most original and transgressive interpretations of Mary Shelley's classic novel. So, yeah, this does say additional info, region-free 3D Blu-ray, 2 viewing options, digital 3D, which requires a 3D capable TV and player, and anaglyph 3D, which works on all TVs with the included 3D glasses. Newly scanned from and restored from 4K and from its original 35mm negative and all that jazz. So, yeah, it does say all regions on the base, which is great. Obviously, this is the only Blu-ray version you get because the other version is the 4K. Actually, no, the Blu-ray does come. I realized that what I was saying as I was saying it. The Flesh Frankenstein 4K does come with a Blu-ray. So I can watch it on 4K Blu-ray or 3D, which is a really bloody nice. So, yeah, I figured this was the best, most interesting score I got for the night, for the day, because it's such an interesting set and it's so well made. Again, my only real criticism being that, there's no title on the spine, but then you can just face it that way and you get both movies, which is still the same movie. But yeah, I don't have many Vinegar Syndrome, so this is new. In fact, I'd argue it's my only Vinegar Syndrome. I think that's it. I've already shown those off. Yeah. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time when I've gotten other stuff. I don't know. I just know that in one of the next 2 videos will be the stuff that I get for my birthday. So I don't know what that'll include yet, but my brother wants to go out to a op shop place where they've got like a bunch of figurines and stuff, and he's willing to spend $100 on me. So that sounds great. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.